Tyreek Hill is putting on an absolutely phenomenal performance, and rumors are swirling about his possible return to the Kansas City Chiefs. If this actually happens, we could be looking at one of the most dominant teams in NFL history. Just imagine the trio of Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill back together, pure destruction for opposing defenses. Mahomes' rocket arm, Kelce's elite route running, and Hill's unmatched speed would create an offense that no team could stop. If this reunion becomes a reality, the Chiefs could become an unstoppable powerhouse. Who could possibly stand in their way? The big day is almost here. Super Bowl 59 is just a few hours away. Saturday kicked off with a mix of excitement and concern, and we've got some important updates for you. I'll break down everything you need to know, especially if you've got a stake in this game. But before we dive in, hit the like button if you've been a Chiefs fan for over 20 years. This is a thrilling time for fans of all ages. There are even people here who watched the very first game. If you're excited, drop a comment saying, "Come on, Chiefs. Tomorrow is the big day." Now let's get to the latest development. An unexpected issue is hitting both teams: illness. That's right, a wave of sickness has been spreading through New Orleans and has now made its way into the Kansas City Chiefs locker room. With the Super Bowl matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles fast approaching, this is the last thing fans want to hear. It all started when Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter missed media availability on Wednesday due to illness. He was also limited in practice, sparking concerns that the Philadelphia locker room might be dealing with a virus. However, Carter returned as a full participant later in the week, and no other Eagles players have been listed on the injury report with an illness. It looks like Philly may have dodged a bullet. But now the Chiefs are facing a similar situation. First, punter Matt Araiza appeared on the injury report due to illness. The good news, he was cleared to play on Friday. However, a new concern emerged later in the week. Practice squad defensive tackle Fabian Levette had to leave practice on Friday due to illness. Head coach Andy Reid confirmed the news, stating, "The Chiefs had perfect attendance for the third straight day, although practice squad defensive lineman Fabian Levette left midway through practice on Friday with an illness." Now, while Lovett isn't expected to play in the Super Bowl, this situation could still be a big deal. If the illness is circulating in the locker room, it could put key players at risk, especially crucial guys on the offensive line and defensive stars like Chris Jones. The last thing Kansas City needs is for the flu to impact the team's performance on the biggest stage of the season. So what do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Is this just a minor setback, or could this illness be a serious factor in Super Bowl 59? Could the Chiefs lose a star to an AFC West rival? While Kansas City is locked in on the Super Bowl, there's another major storyline brewing. The Chiefs may be on the verge of losing one of their best defensive players to an AFC West rival, a move that could shake up the division. Once the confetti falls, the tough offseason decisions begin. One of the biggest questions surrounding Kansas City is what to do with linebacker Nick Bolton. He's set to hit free agency, and there's no doubt that teams across the league will be interested in signing him. But here's the twist. Analysts believe the Las Vegas Raiders could make a serious push to land him. Pro Football Focus's Mason Cameron recently ranked the top linebackers hitting free agency, and he identified Bolton as a prime target for the Raiders. Here's what he had to say. With Robert Spillane's contract set to expire this offseason, the Raiders face a tough decision on whether or not to extend the 29-year-old linebacker. Armed with ample cap space, Vegas could opt to invest in a younger option with a similar skill set. Someone like Nick Bolton, who thrives as a strong downhill run defender. Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is already familiar with Bolton's game, having coached against him in the AFC West, which could make this move even more likely. Losing Bolton would be a brutal blow for Kansas City. He has been a cornerstone of the defense, making game-changing plays and setting the tone with his physicality. But the thought of him wearing silver and black, that's a nightmare for Chiefs fans. During the 2023 season, Bolton played in 16 games, racking up 106 tackles, 3 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and 6 passes defended. If the Raiders do go after him, will the Chiefs fight to keep their defensive star? Let me know what you think in the comments. Injuries limited Nick Bolton to just 8 games in 2023, but when he was on the field, he made a significant impact, racking up 60 tackles and another interception. The Chiefs originally drafted Bolton out of Missouri in the second round of the 2021 NFL Draft, and he wasted no time proving his worth. In his rookie season, he recorded 112 tackles, and in 2022, he exploded with 180 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. He has been a tackling machine and a leader for the Kansas City defense. Now, here's the good news. Inside linebackers don't always demand massive contracts, meaning there's still a chance the Chiefs can find a way to keep him. However, with the Raiders holding plenty of cap space and a major need at linebacker, they could be willing to pay a premium to lure Bolton away. So what do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Should Kansas City make re-signing Bolton a priority, or should they let him walk and explore other options? Does Kansas City need an elite Travis Kelce performance to win the Super Bowl? The Kansas City Chiefs are just one win away from securing their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl title. But the big question on everyone's mind is, do they need a dominant performance from Travis Kelce to win it all? We've seen Kelce deliver in the biggest moments, but can he once again be the X factor against a struggling Philadelphia Eagles defense? This isn't the first time these two teams have met on the sport's biggest stage. Just 2 years ago in Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs pulled off a thrilling victory over the Eagles, winning on a last-second field goal. Now, with both teams back at the top of the NFL, another classic showdown is expected. The biggest storyline heading into this game: Kansas City's offense versus Philadelphia's defense. Patrick Mahomes is the heartbeat of the Chiefs' offense, but history has shown that when the stakes are at their highest, Travis Kelce is often the one who shines. He has been Mahomes' go-to target in past Super Bowls, consistently coming through in clutch moments. But here's the twist. Kelce didn't have his usual dominant performance in the AFC Championship. That raises an important question. Does Kansas City need a vintage Kelce performance in Super Bowl 59 to bring home another Lombardi trophy? According to ESPN NFL analyst Mina Kimes, the answer is yes. I think so, not just because it's Travis Kelce. Kansas City doesn't really have a traditional number 1 wide receiver, but because of the matchup. Kakimi said on First Take, what do we know about this Eagles defense under Vic Fangio? A lot of zone coverage. They play top down. Travis Kelce has overwhelmingly been their answer against zone coverage. It's been that way for years. She continued, on the season, he has 95 targets against zone coverage. No other Chief has more than 31. It's very hard for me to imagine a scenario where he doesn't have a dominant game and the offense still functions efficiently. Former NFL MVP Cam Newton also weighed in, saying Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's Wi-Fi connection is always connected. When is it best connected? Against the zone. Does it have to be a vintage performance? No, just do your job. Kelce has always thrived under pressure, and if the Chiefs are going to overcome the Eagles, he'll need to take advantage of Philadelphia's defensive weaknesses. The Eagles will be focused on limiting deep passes, meaning Kelce could once again be Mahomes' most reliable target to move the chains and finish drives in the red zone. So what do you think, Chiefs Kingdom? Will Travis Kelce deliver another legendary Super Bowl performance, or can Kansas City find other ways to attack the Eagles' defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Chiefs news. Breaking news: Patrick Mahomes' influence could keep a key free agent in Kansas City. With less than 24 hours to go until the biggest game of the year, an unexpected twist could impact not only the immediate future of the Kansas City Chiefs, but also the team's plans for the offseason. One of the NFL's top insiders has just revealed that Patrick Mahomes could play a major role in convincing a free agent to stay in Kansas City, a move that has taken everyone by surprise. If you thought things were calm behind the scenes before the Chiefs' showdown with the Philadelphia Eagles, think again. The player at the center of this potential twist? Marquise Hollywood Brown. Why would the Chiefs want to keep Brown? If you're wondering, but Brown barely played this season, why would the Chiefs insist on keeping him? Hold on, because there's more to this story than meets the eye. Let's break it down. When the Chiefs signed Brown ahead of the 2024 season, the plan was simple: speed and explosiveness to complement Patrick Mahomes. The team desperately needed a deep threat wide receiver to stretch the field and open up space for Travis Kelce and other offensive targets. On a one-year deal worth up to $1 million, this was Brown's opportunity to prove he could still be an elite wide receiver. But reality was cruel. A season full of setbacks. Brown suffered a shoulder injury early in the season, forcing him to miss 14 regular season games. By the time he returned in weeks 16 and 17, his numbers were far from impressive. 9 catches, 91 yards, 0 touchdowns in the playoffs. Things didn't improve much. 3 catches for 35 yards in the first 2 postseason games. With such underwhelming production, logic would suggest that the Chiefs might let him walk in free agency. But then came the unexpected factor: Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes' influence on Brown's future. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, Mahomes has been a key advocate for Brown, just as he was last offseason when the Chiefs first signed him. Now reports indicate that Mahomes could once again be lobbying behind the scenes to keep Brown in Kansas City. But why? The Chiefs currently have only 4 wide receivers under contract for 2025, making the position a top priority this offseason. The usual options, signing a free agent or drafting a receiver, could mean a long adjustment process to Andy Reid's complex offensive system. Brown, on the other hand, already has a year of experience in Kansas City and has developed at least some chemistry with Mahomes, even if injuries limited his impact. If Mahomes pushes hard enough, the Chiefs might offer Brown a short-term contract, likely loaded with performance-based incentives. This would give him a chance to prove himself without compromising the team's financial flexibility. What this decision means for the Chiefs offseason, whether or not Kansas City re-signs Brown, could provide insight into their roster-building strategy for 2025. If they keep him, it means they still believe in his potential and hope he can make an impact with a fully healthy season. If they let him go, the Chiefs will likely pursue another wide receiver with similar traits, which could be costly in today's NFL free agent market. One key factor: Mahomes rarely lobbies for players. If he's pushing for the front office to retain Brown, it's because he sees something that fans might not yet see. What's next? With NFL free agency officially opening on March 12th, we won't have to wait long for an answer. For now, though, Kansas City's top priority is taking care of business against the Eagles in Super Bowl 59. Honestly, this is a tough decision. There's no doubt that Brown has talent. His speed is a major weapon, and he could be a valuable piece in Mahomes' offense, but his injuries and lack of production last season work against him. If I were making the call, I'd offer him a low base salary contract with heavy performance incentives. That way, the team is protected if Brown struggles with injuries while still giving him motivation to prove himself. However, if Mahomes is insistent, maybe it's worth giving Brown another shot. After all, when one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history asks for something, you listen. Now, the big question is, will this possible extension be discussed before or after another Chiefs Super Bowl victory? We'll find out tomorrow night, when Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs look to make history with a 3rd consecutive Super Bowl championship. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know who you think will be the key players from both teams.